Miki Taxi, one of 4 taxicab companies servicing the AB Wonpat International Airport, says they're just as frustrated with an RFP the airport authority issued that would give an exclusive concession contract to just one taxi company. Last week, we met with a spokesperson for 3 of the 4 companies at the airport. Tonight, we hear from the 4th company, Miki Taxi.
So even I don't like it, but
Hong Soon Im is the president of Miki Taxi, one of the largest taxi cab service companies on Guam and one of only 4 taxi companies operating out of the AB Wonpat International Airport. Im says he's not satisfied with the requirements of an RFP the Guam International Airport Authority issued last month that proposes to give an exclusive concession contract to only one taxi cab company. Last week, we spoke with Noel Roki on behalf of the 3 other companies servicing the airport, Independent, Resort, and Wave. Roki noted that at least for those 3 companies, they would not be able to submit a bid because they wouldn't be able to afford it. In fact, Roki says many of the taxi drivers are concerned that this RFP would put them out of work.
I don't know why they exclude me and those 3 people, they get together and they go to the senator office.
Although Im does not agree with the strict requirements of the RFP, he believes overall that the airport management is on the right track. In fact, he says he hasn't even submitted a proposal because he has questions of his own.
As you see this notebook, I already have many questions because I'm not satisfied. If the qualify their requirement for the RFP.
For example, he says one of the requirements is that vehicles cannot be more than 5 years old.
But I think in Guam, the taxi 5 years still brand new. But to compare with the bus, 15, 20 years the bus, and then they're making all the air pollution and the noisy and oil is dropping on the ground. But taxi is nothing.
This is just one of the many questions he plans to bring up at a pre-conference meeting today with airport officials. Im says his business model is actually in line with the airport's plans to streamline services for tourists. Since he opened up his taxi company 20 years ago, Im says his goal was to improve overall customer satisfaction for the tourist experience on Guam.
So, this kind of a tourism, one part for taxi, one part hotel, one part for bus, one part for option, whatever they need to merging together and trying to make the customer happy so we can have a good synergy. But that time taxi was bad image. But if they have a bad experience from the beginning at the airport, all the way up down to they go back to the country, they're not going to change the bad impression. Oh, don't go Guam. I ride the taxi, smell is no good, and then overcharging and attitude, and who's going to lose business? Not only for taxi, everybody.
Im then developed a model for revolutionizing the taxi service for Guam. He offered free Japanese language and customer service classes at his company for incoming taxi drivers. He also developed a policy that gives a discount to riders to eliminate the usage of coins, and also a policy that ensures gentle handling of customer luggage.
But if they just go there and crying, we cannot apply this one, we cannot do that, this is only for the Miki Taxi. What do you mean only for Miki Taxi? It's not. For everybody.
Again, the taxi companies held a pre-conference meeting today with airport procurement officials to discuss changes to the RFP.